Hello, Aries, and welcome to this, your February 15th through February 29th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. If you take a look at the subscribers, you will notice that I am this far away from the first level of monetization. So I would ask you to please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help me to achieve that first level. All right, you may have heard me say February 29th. That's right, this year, 2024, is not only an election year, and not just in the United States, there are other countries that are holding elections, but it's also a leap year. There's a rabbit hole that you guys could investigate, right? All right. And how about sticking around right till the end of this video? Because at the end of this video, Aries, I will be pulling cards for your burning yes, no questions. If you do have a question that requires a yes, no answer, I'll pull cards for you at the very end of this video. All right, so let me just pull up your last reading, my notes on your last reading, which covered the time frame from February 1st through February the 15th. And in your last reading, it indicated that there might be a new business or a shift in your career, and that there was some indication that there might have been a change in a partnership in a business that you were involved in, or that there was an idea that you had come up with and you thought you were going to partner with someone, and then that kind of fell apart. Anyway, there was all of this information about business that came up, definitely indicating in your last reading that there was a shift going to happen for your career in the next several weeks and or months. And I do feel like this is going to play out over months, but the initial um, nigglings of this career change was coming up for you at the first half of February. So let's dive into your reading. We're going here first, and we're going to pull cards for where you're at now and see what's going on for you right now. A little bit later on, we'll pull some cards with messages from the universe, as well as pulling some cards for your difficult influences and your unexpected. Okay, so I do have two cards that have come out for you, leapt out of the deck, one of which was on the floor, way over there. All right. So the first card that you have in your reading, Aries, is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is when we have that sense like it feels like we're having to climb up a ladder. It feels like we're having to pick everything up off the ground and carry it with us. This is what the Five of Wands looks like in this particular deck. This is the Light Seer Tarot, just for anybody that might be interested. I don't have any commissions or affiliate links, just letting you know which decks I'm using. So here's the Five of Wands, and it does look as though there is the need to climb up kind of a ladder here. But the deeper message behind this card is, as much as it feels like there's something that you're climbing up towards, right? Being able to light this fire up on top. Wands is the suit of fire. There is also this necessity for community. This is not a one person job. Okay. So don't be afraid as you're climbing a ladder, as you are working towards something new and big. Don't be afraid to ask for help from your community. Get my legs crossed here again. The other card that jumped out for you, Aries, is the Star. The star has several meanings. One of the meanings of the star is that the stars are shining down upon you at this time. Timing is good for changes. Timing is good for just about any decision that you're making at this time with the star coming in. The star is also Aquarius's card, or embodies the energy of Aquarius. So you may want to watch not only the fact or do some research about entering into the age of Aquarius at this time, but also with regards to this Five of Wands and needing to ask for help in order to achieve your goals. If you have any friends who are Aquarians, you might want to reach out to them with this card coming up. This card, Aries, is also a representation or a reminder to each and every one of us that we are all star seeds. And as such, we are all magical creatures. We all have capacities and abilities far beyond what we were led to believe we could achieve or do here on this planet. Okay. So, all of this is really exciting at this time for you, Aries, especially with in light of the last reading indicating that there was a change or a shift happening for you with regards to work or career, new partnerships coming up for you. Again, you're being reminded of partnerships and group efforts in order to be able to achieve. Possibly reaching out to an Aquarian friend as well. This is a card of the stars truly are shining down on you at this time. Good timing for making decisions and choices. All right, we're going to head over here. This deck has not come out for a fair bit for very many of the readings this month, but here we are. So the next cards we're going to pull is what you are focusing on, where you're putting your energies and your thoughts at this time. Aries. I'm going to get one out. Yep, there's one. Anything else? All right. Well, we just have the one card that has come out for you. Let's flip it over. Adventure. So, the adventure card. This is a card reminding you to bring adventure into all that you do. See, you'll notice on this card is represented with a child. And the child has found a little space in the trees, and it's all bright and shiny and rainbows, and they are about to embark upon an adventure on this card. So, this card is reminding you to enter into whatever it is that you're doing, focusing on moving into for the latter half of February. Bring that childlike wonder into what you are doing, Aries. You know, we as adults will sometimes go out in the forest, and all we see is the forest and the leaves and the trees. A child goes into the forest and they see wonder and they see adventure and they see colors that we're not able to see, and they can see movement that sometimes we miss because we're in our hurry or our rush and we're caught up into everything that's going on in our lives. This is a card, Aries, inviting you back into that childlike wonder and putting that childlike wonder and curiosity into all that you do as you move through this shift that you're going through into new business opportunities. Let's take a look at where are we going for difficult influences over here to the fairies. We're going to take a look at what is a difficult influence or a challenge for you at this time, Aries. I am picking up, being before I even get to your cards, um, I'm picking up for you that there is a belief system that you are holding. I want to say a belief system of I'm an adult and I'm too busy and I'm too important and I can't be childlike. And there's a belief system of, you know, I'm not good enough, so I have to work harder, not smarter. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's just what was coming up for me intuitively, psychically, as I was shuffling the cards for your difficult influences. So let's take a look without dropping all the cards on the floor. Let's take a look. In your difficult influences, you have the moon and you also have the Seven of Autumn, also known as the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, let's start with that because the moon is major arcana and it has several different meanings to it. But the Seven of Autumn, also known as the Seven of Pentacles, is the card of plan your next steps carefully, take time out. And again, I'm going to reiterate, take time for that childlike wonder. Take time to relish in whatever it is that you're doing. Look at the image on this card. The image on this card is of the fairy. This is from the Fairy Tarot. And they are just sitting on a pumpkin and they are in quiet contemplation as well as just quietly eating an apple and contemplating every flavor, sensation, the crunch, the texture. That is all they're doing at this time. But guess what? This card came out in your difficult influences. So, yes, my intuition that was coming up about you flitting from pillar to post and having to work harder than everybody else in this belief system that you have is causing you not to do this. It's causing you not to have this childlike adventure and wonder. So I encourage you, Aries, as you move through the latter half of February, make sure you're taking time for this. And the reason being is that you have the moon here. And the moon is about tapping into your intuition and, in particular, tapping into your dreams. Be those dreams that you're having just regularly at night, which are, for the most part, involuntary, or lucid dreams. If you are into lucid dreaming, this card may also be a call towards learning more about lucid dreaming and practicing lucid dreaming. So, yeah, look into that because this card is about your intuition, paying attention to hidden messages. And again, the saying that's coming up for me, that's being channeled to me right now, is hidden in plain sight. And the reason that that's coming in for this moon card here is that the moon has a dark side and it has a light side. For half of the month, approximately, the moon shines her light down on us and we are able to see. She shines her light down and there's epiphanies. But for the other part of the month, the moon gets darker and darker, and it's more difficult for us to see the unseen world. This card is about paying attention to your intuition. And one of the best ways to pay attention to your intuition is through childlike wonder and through quiet contemplation and really being in the moment. If you're rushing around from pillar to post all the time, you're not living in the moment. Live in the moment, relish thoughts, dreams, textures, really taste the flavors when you're eating your foods. And that's going to help you to move into being more intuitive, especially because I'm sensing that there's a decision that you're going to have to make very soon with regards to career. Not that any of these specific cards are indicating that at this time, but I'm just sensing that on a intuitive basis. All right, Aries, messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. Messages for Aries at this time. All right. Yes, there is confirmation of exactly what I was saying. Remember this card? Childlike wonder. Enjoy what you're doing. Live in the present moment. Be right there. Don't be rushing around. Well, one of the messages that the universe wants you to hear at this time, Aries, is feel joy in all that you do. Really, really sink into that. It's important. And the other card that you have is be of service. I will leave that with you for your own interpretation. It's very clear what the meaning behind that card is. Okay, Aries, we are going to move into what is unexpected. I'm getting called back over here to the Light Seer Tarot for your unexpected, and we already have one card flipped out for you. Landed face down, so I can't comment on it just yet. Unexpected for Aries, latter half of February, please. All right, and that one, oh geez. All right, that one is hiding. Just a minute. There we go. Okay. Interesting. You have another 5 here, and this time you have the 5 of Cups in your unexpected. And you also have the Knight of Cups, 2 cups, both dealing with emotions. In your unexpected, you have the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is the card that I refer to as don't cry over spilled milk. In the traditional tarot, it shows a character who is standing with his back turned to 2 full cups, and instead he is crying over 3 spilled cups. So don't cry over spilled milk. There's still more abundance and opportunity there. But sometimes you have to change your perspective. You have to look around in order to be able to see it. How are you going to notice the good and beautiful things in life if you're concentrating on the negative? How are you going to notice the good and beautiful things in life if you are rushing around like a chicken with your head cut off, as indicated by this card in your difficult influences, right? This card in your difficult influences is encouraging you towards this, but you are having difficulty stepping into that. And again, this is what you're focusing on. This is what you're working on trying to manifest. And yet you're in the process of looking the other way. So 5 of Cups, don't cry over spilled milk. Look around. There's other opportunities out there. There's other choices that you can make. Because the very next card in your unexpected is Mr. Romance. Mr. I'm riding in on my big white horse and I'm about to sweep you off your feet. That's the meaning behind this card. Sorry, I couldn't resist. This is a card of being swept off your feet. It's of something really, really good coming in. Now, the downside of the Knight of Cups is be careful that you're not diving into something because it's too good to be true. Okay. That's just the downside of that card. But the good side is that you may be being swept off your feet, either romantically or if you are already in a committed relationship, this may be a new business opportunity that sweeps in and tries to sweep you off your feet. Either way, this card is saying, in order for this to happen, because this is the order that the 2 cards came out, it came out with the 5 of Cups first, and then the Page of Cups, or sorry, the Knight of Cups came out. And when they come out in this order, you have to stop crying over the spilled milk. You have to wake up. You have to look around in order to be able to see this opportunity that is being presented to you very, very soon. All right, Aries, the final cards that we're going to pull for you before we go into your yes, no question are going to be your final general overall outcome. And I am getting called over here to this particular deck. This is a traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. It does have the meanings on the cards, but this deck just resonates for me, so I continue to use it. All right. Outcome for Aries. Oh, there was one card, it felt like it was coming out and then it didn't. We do have one card that flipped out. Let's take a look. We may be pulling, I'm not sure, we might be pulling a clarifier. Yeah, we're going to have to clarify this card. This is the 7 of Swords coming up for you in your final general overall outcome. Now, the final general overall outcome, I do want to point out as well, this is Aquarius. And you do have another card in your reading that is all about Aquarius, and that was the Star. The 7 of Swords is a card indicating that something is not quite right, something is not aligned, that there may be some deception or deceit happening in and around you. And I want to point out this Five of Cups again. If you are concentrating on looking only one way, only one direction, as is indicated by this card, and only seeing the spilled milk, you're going to not see other opportunities. So, again, with this Seven of Swords coming in as your outcome here, Aries, there's a possibility that you might only be seeing the deception and deceit and not seeing that seeing the deception or deceit at this time is actually a good thing because you can now extricate yourself from a bad situation. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. And I'm going over here to the Light Seer again. Light Seer wants to come out a lot for you, Aries. Can we please clarify the Seven of Swords in the final general overall outcome for Aries? Clarify the Seven of Swords, please. We have to go through this deck one more time. We need a clarifier. And that one's on the floor too. Anything else to clarify? Oh, geez. All right, well, I asked for it. I kept saying, give me a clarifier, give me a clarifier. We got lots of them. Okay. Oops. Okay. So there are quite a number of cards that have come out for you. Let's go through them really quickly in order to close this off and not take this too far. But clarifying the Seven of Swords, we have, yeah, there's the choice or the decision I said that you were going to have to make. All right. Clarifying the Seven of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is about living in the past, living in nostalgia, remembering things as rosy red, even if perhaps they were not. That moves us into the Seven of Cups. I want to point out you have the Seven of Swords clarified by the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, the Seven of Swords came out clarifying the Seven of Swords. So, and you have the Six of Cups here, which is the nostalgia card. It's about remembering the past. So, this is a nostalgia card. It's the card I like to refer to as don't see the world through your rose-colored glasses. A lot of the times we skew our memories into remembering something as being, oh, he wasn't that bad. Oh, she wasn't that bad. Oh, I could just go back to my ex. It wasn't as bad as I'm remembering. Well, if they're an ex, they're an ex. They're an ex for a reason. Whether that's an ex romantic partner or an ex business partner, either way, they are in the past for a reason. Probably the reason is, oh, yeah, two, not one, but two Seven of Swords coming out. If you are remembering the past with a pair of rose colored glasses on, Aries, yeah. And the Seven of Cups, incidentally, is also about fantasy. It's about, oh, well, I could make it more beautiful than it's appearing, right? This is about snake oil salesman, like, or not really snake oil salesman, but the Seven of Cups is about, um, okay, what's coming up for me is just to use it as an example. A young couple thinks, oh, I want to buy a house, but they have a very low budget. And despite the fact that neither one of them has ever picked up a hammer or a screwdriver before in their lives, they decide, let's buy a fixer upper because we can make it beautiful. And both of them in their minds have this absolutely amazing, fantastic, beautiful concept of what that house is going to look like. And they're going to do all the work themselves. without ever having picked up a hammer or a screwdriver before in their entire lives. That is what the Seven of Cups is about, is living in that delusion of being able to project into something that likely isn't going to be part of your reality in the near future. Okay, so again, you've got two cards here about things not being realistic, and you've got two cards here about some deception that's going on. So in your general overall outcome, you are being asked to make a decision with this Two of Pentacles. You're being asked to sit in your strength. Okay, you're going to need some strength to get through this, Aries. Ten of Swords. You are going to have to leave something behind, and then you can move into this new beginning. And I find it fascinating that the cards actually came out in this order with the Fool as your final card. And the Fool, no, it does not mean that you have been a fool by having the nostalgia and the rose-colored glasses and so on and so forth. The Fool is about new beginnings. It's about waking up and going, wait a minute, I can't trust that person. Wait a minute, that person spilled all of my 5 cups, or 3 out of my 5 cups. So yeah, Aries, this reading really took a lot of twists and turns. But to sum it up, it does kind of feel like you're having to climb up a ladder at this time. Um, you know, but one of the ways that you can circumvent a lot of this drama, a lot of this is drama. And one of the ways that you can circumvent a lot of this drama, Aries, live in the present moment, live in the adventure, live in the childlike wonder. Because when you do that, it's going to bring a lot more clarity to you, and you will be able to see who the Seven of Swords is in your life, or where the Seven of Swords is falling in your life. And it's going to, when you wake up to that realization of what it is, and you can let it go, because the Ten of Swords is about letting go and walking away. You'll notice the character on this card is walking away. When you have the opportunity to do that, that's when you step into your new beginnings. All right, Aries. I have my yes, no deck here. So ask your question. You might want to close your eyes, ask your question several times in your mind. As I shuffle the cards, we'll wait until a card jumps out for us. I do like working with jumped cards, if you hadn't noticed. All right, yes or no for Aries' question. Yes or no. There we go. Card has slipped out. I cannot see it. It landed face down. Aries, in response to the question, ask your question one final time in your mind's eye, quietly. Let go. Let go. Okay. Aries, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching all the way to the end of this video. If this video resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Help me achieve monetization after putting out all of these videos. And I hope that you will allow me the honor of being able to do your next reading for you at the beginning of March. Take care, everyone.